What we found in Egypt is only the highlands of it. Another very fascinating aspect of this testimony is that the ancient Egyptian priests found multiple caches of books and documents, which they then spirited away to the Library of Alexandria in Egypt. And we are told that the burning of the Library of Alexandria was a false flag, and the only thing they really burned was the census records, and the Romans took all of the real books, all the ancient stuff cataloged by the Egyptians, and hid it away in where? The Vatican Library.
The lost city of Heracleion, known to the ancient Egyptians as Thonis, was a submerged city near the mouth of the Nile River, off the coast of modern-day Alexandria, Egypt. Its discovery in the early 2000s by underwater archaeologist Frank Goddio and his team was a landmark event in archaeology. For centuries, Heracleion had been considered nothing more than a legend, known only through a few rare inscriptions and ancient texts. Heracleion served as a gateway to Egypt, acting as one of the primary ports of entry for Greek trade before the establishment of Alexandria. This made it a bustling hub of commerce, culture, and religion. The city was also a center for the worship of the god Amun-Gereb, the supreme god of the Egyptians at the time. One of the most significant religious events held in Heracleion was the annual Mysteries of Osiris ceremony, which celebrated the resurrection of the god Osiris. Artifacts and inscriptions found underwater suggest that this ceremony involved a procession from the temple of Amun-Gereb in Heracleion to the temple of Amun in Canopus. The city's remains are located around 6.5 kilometers off the coast, submerged under 30 to 45 feet of water. The excavation revealed a vast treasure trove of artifacts, statues, and architectural wonders that provide invaluable insights into ancient Egyptian civilization and its interactions with the Greek world. One of the most remarkable finds was the discovery of giant statues, some over 5 meters tall, beautifully carved and incredibly well preserved in the silty bottom of the bay. These statues represent a mix of Egyptian gods and goddesses, pharaohs, and Greek rulers, highlighting the cultural blend that characterized the city. Gold coins and weights made from bronze and stone were also discovered, shedding light on the city's trade and economic system. Among the most intriguing discoveries were dozens of small limestone sarcophagi, believed to have been used for mummified animals brought as offerings to the gods. These, along with the remains of more than 64 ancient shipwrecks, tell the story of a city deeply connected with the divine, where commerce and religion were intertwined. An interesting comparison can be drawn between Heracleion and the ancient city of Pompeii in Italy. Both cities were lost to natural disasters. Heracleion to rising waters and earthquakes, Pompeii to a volcanic eruption, and both lay forgotten for centuries. The rediscovery of each has provided a snapshot of life in an ancient city, offering insights into the daily lives, cultures, and economies of the past. While Pompeii offers a glimpse into Roman life frozen in time by volcanic ash, Heracleion reveals its story through the preservation of artifacts beneath the sea. Both sites challenge our understanding of ancient civilizations, but the underwater preservation of Heracleion offers a unique perspective, particularly in the conservation of organic materials and metals that would not have survived on land. The discovery and ongoing excavation of Heracleion challenge our perceptions of ancient history, providing evidence of the interconnectedness of ancient civilizations through trade, religion, and culture. The artifacts and structures found beneath the waters of the Mediterranean are a testament to the city's significance in the ancient world, offering a vivid picture of its splendor and the daily lives of its inhabitants. Cleopatra's palace in Alexandria, submerged beneath the waters of the eastern harbour near the modern city, is a site of immense archaeological and historical significance. This palace, part of the larger royal quarter of ancient Alexandria, was a centre of political power, cultural achievement, and architectural grandeur during the reign of Cleopatra VII, the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic Kingdom of Egypt. The discovery of the palace's ruins underwater has captivated historians, archaeologists, and the public alike, offering a unique glimpse into the life of one of history's most enigmatic figures and the period she lived in. The underwater explorations have revealed a wealth of artifacts, including statues, coins, jewelry, and everyday objects that paint a vivid picture of life in Cleopatra's Alexandria. Among the most significant finds are the magnificent statues. Divers have uncovered numerous statues believed to have adorned the palace and the surrounding city. These include representations of Egyptian deities, members of the Ptolemaic dynasty, and possibly Cleopatra herself, although identifying specific individuals can be challenging. The layout of the submerged buildings, including what are thought to be the palace's living quarters, ceremonial areas, and perhaps even the famous Pharos lighthouse, provides insight into the architectural styles and urban planning of the time. Items ranging from pottery and glassware to coins and personal ornaments have been found, illustrating both the domestic life within the palace and the broader economic and social systems of Alexandria. Alexandria under Cleopatra was a cosmopolitan hub of trade, culture, and learning. The city housed the Great Library, a beacon of knowledge attracting scholars from across the ancient world. Cleopatra's reign marked the zenith of Alexandria's development as a center of Hellenistic culture, blending Egyptian traditions with Greek and Roman influences. The discovery of the palace underwater underscores Alexandria's importance as a cultural and political capital. An interesting parallel can be drawn between Cleopatra's palace in Alexandria and the sunken Roman city of Baiae in the Bay of Naples. Like Alexandria, Baiae was renowned for its opulent buildings, including villas, temples, and baths, many of which belonged to the wealthiest and most powerful figures of the Roman world. Both sites were lost to the sea due to natural disasters, Baiae to volcanic activity, and Alexandria to earthquakes and rising sea levels. The comparison highlights how both cities were centers of luxury and political power, reflecting the wealth and architectural taste of their respective civilizations. However, while Baiae offers insight into Roman elite leisure and architectural innovation, Cleopatra's palace in Alexandria provides a window into the last days of the Egyptian pharaohs and the Ptolemaic dynasty's efforts to blend Egyptian and Hellenistic cultures. The port of Alexandria, established by Alexander the Great in 331 BC, quickly became one of the world's most significant trade hubs and a beacon of cultural and intellectual achievement. Situated on the Mediterranean coast of Egypt, it connected trade routes from Europe, Asia, and Africa, making it a melting pot of cultures, ideas, and goods. The port's strategic and economic significance was unmatched in the ancient world, serving as the primary entry point for grain shipments from Egypt to Rome, a critical factor in Rome's imperial stability. One of the port's most iconic landmarks was the Pharos lighthouse, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Standing on the island of Pharos, it guided ships into the harbour with its towering light. Constructed in the 3rd century BC, it exemplified ancient engineering marvels and symbolised Alexandria's prosperity. Although not directly part of the port, the Great Library of Alexandria was emblematic of the intellectual vibrancy that the city's wealth and connectivity facilitated. It attracted scholars, scientists, and philosophers from across the ancient world. The royal quarters and palaces around the port included magnificent structures and the Museion, a shrine of the Muses, which housed the famous library. These buildings reflected the city's status as a centre of Hellenistic culture and power. Underwater archaeology has uncovered a wealth of artifacts from the port, including ancient shipwrecks, pottery, and everyday items, offering insights into ancient maritime practices and the diverse goods that flowed through the city. The port of Alexandria was crucial in the ancient economy, facilitating the trade of commodities such as grain, papyrus, glass, and precious metals. Its storied docks and warehouses bustled with merchants and goods from all corners of the Mediterranean and beyond, reflecting a highly organised trade network. The city's prosperity was closely tied to its port's efficiency and its ability to serve as a cultural and economic bridge between different worlds. Drawing a comparison, the port of Alexandria, and the ancient Roman port of Ostia were both foundational to the economies of their respective empires, serving as vital nodes in the Mediterranean trade network. Ostia, at the mouth of the river Tiber, was the primary sea gateway for the Roman Empire, much like Alexandria was for Egypt. Each port was a focal point of economic activity and cultural exchange, reflecting the cosmopolitan nature of ancient Mediterranean life. However, while Ostia primarily served Rome and was critical for importing grain to feed the capital's population, Alexandria had a more global significance, connecting multiple continents. The discovery of exotic goods and the remains of diverse ships in Alexandria underscores its broader reach in the ancient trading world compared to Ostia, which, though significant, had a more centralized role within the Roman state.
The breakthrough in the search for Cleopatra's tomb emerged in the early 21st century. This incredible discovery was driven by Dr. Zahi Hawass, Egypt's former Minister of Antiquities, and Kathleen Martinez, a Dominican lawyer turned self-taught archaeologist with a deep passion for Cleopatra. Martinez, fueled by her admiration for Cleopatra and her extensive research of ancient texts, posited that Cleopatra and Mark Antony were buried in the temple of Osiris Magna, near the ancient city of Alexandria. Martinez's theory was rooted in a detailed analysis of historical accounts by Plutarch and Cassius Dio, suggesting Cleopatra might have been buried in a temple dedicated to the goddess Isis. This idea contrasted with the prevailing belief that Cleopatra was interred within Alexandria itself. In 2005, Martinez obtained permission from the Egyptian authorities to commence excavations at Osiris Magna. The excavation at Osiris Magna was challenging. The site, located on the edge of the Libyan desert, posed significant difficulties due to its unstable structures and the complex layers of archaeological deposits. Over several years, the team uncovered notable artifacts, including coins with Cleopatra's likeness, statues, and inscriptions, all supporting the hypothesis that the site was connected to Cleopatra. A particularly intriguing aspect of this discovery was the mysterious and seemingly serendipitous nature of many findings. Key discoveries often coincided with unusual weather events like sudden sandstorms and unexpected rains, almost as if guiding the archaeologists to crucial areas. Some team members reported vivid dreams and visions of ancient rituals, which they interpreted as spiritual guidance. An especially fascinating discovery was a large, unfinished tunnel beneath the temple, leading to a series of chambers. This tunnel, carved with precise craftsmanship, suggested that the burial complex was intended for someone of extraordinary significance, possibly Cleopatra herself. Inside these chambers, the team found a hidden room containing a collection of golden artifacts and inscriptions referring to a Queen of Kings, a title often linked to Cleopatra. The initial announcement of the discovery of Cleopatra's tomb attracted immense media attention and widespread public interest. Press conferences were held, documentaries were produced, and the artifacts were meticulously catalogued and preserved. Many of these artifacts, including statues, jewelry, and coins, were exhibited in museums worldwide, drawing millions of visitors eager to learn more about Cleopatra and her era. Following the discovery, Osiris Magna became a focal point for ongoing archaeological research. Scholars and historians collaborated to further investigate the surrounding area, uncovering additional structures and artifacts that offered more insights into the Ptolemaic period. The discovery also led to a re-evaluation of other potential burial sites across Egypt, prompting new excavations and yielding fresh historical data. The site itself transformed into a popular tourist destination, significantly boosting the local economy and fostering a deeper appreciation for Egypt's rich cultural heritage. Educational programs and public lectures spread the knowledge gained from the discovery, inspiring a new generation of archaeologists and historians. Cleopatra's tomb holds a treasure trove of unique and fascinating facts that shed light on her life and reign. One of the most remarkable aspects of Cleopatra was her linguistic prowess. She was fluent in several languages, including Egyptian, Greek, Latin, and possibly others, which allowed her to communicate effectively with various cultures and political leaders. This multilingual ability was a significant asset in her diplomatic engagements and helped her maintain strong political ties. Cleopatra's reign was characterized by a remarkable blend of Egyptian and Hellenistic cultures. She embraced Egyptian customs and religious practices, presenting herself as the reincarnation of the goddess Isis, while also maintaining strong connections to her Greek heritage. This cultural syncretism was reflected in the art, architecture, and religious ceremonies of her time, creating a unique and vibrant cultural landscape. The tomb at Taposiris Magna, believed to be Cleopatra's final resting place, is a testament to her architectural vision. The complex features intricate carvings, hidden chambers, and sophisticated tunnels, highlighting the advanced engineering and architectural skills of the period. The tomb's design and construction reflect the grandeur and sophistication that Cleopatra likely envisioned for her eternal abode. The artifacts discovered within the tomb are rich with symbolism. Golden jewelry, statues, and inscriptions reflect Cleopatra's royal status, religious beliefs, and political ambitions. These artifacts offer a glimpse into her life, her reign, and her desire to be remembered as a divine ruler. The symbols and inscriptions provide valuable insights into how Cleopatra viewed herself and how she wanted to be perceived by future generations. The discovery of hidden chambers and tunnels within the tomb complex suggests that Cleopatra may have taken great care to ensure the security and sanctity of her final resting place. These hidden features indicate a sophisticated understanding of architecture and a deep respect for the afterlife. The hidden chambers and tunnels add an element of mystery and intrigue to the tomb, highlighting the lengths to which Cleopatra went to protect her legacy. The tomb complex at Taposiris Magna is extensive, featuring a series of interconnected chambers and tunnels. The main burial chamber, believed to be the final resting place of Cleopatra, is adorned with intricate carvings and decorated with golden artifacts. The size of the tomb and its elaborate design indicate that it was intended for a person of significant importance, supporting the theory that it belongs to Cleopatra. Among the artifacts discovered were numerous statues, some depicting Cleopatra herself, others representing Egyptian gods and goddesses. The team also found a wealth of golden jewelry, including necklaces, bracelets, and rings, many of which are inscribed with hieroglyphs and symbols associated with royalty and divinity. Additionally, coins bearing Cleopatra's likeness and inscriptions were uncovered, further supporting the identification of the tomb. These artifacts not only highlight Cleopatra's royal status, but also provide a tangible connection to the historical figure, enriching our understanding of her life and reign. One of the most enduring mysteries surrounding Cleopatra is the exact circumstances of her passing. The traditional account suggests that she took herself by allowing an asp, a venomous snake, to bite her. However, some scholars propose alternative theories. Another intriguing theory is that Cleopatra's relationship with Rome was more complex than commonly portrayed. Some historians believe that her alliances with Julius Caesar and later with Mark Antony were part of a broader strategy to create a unified Greco-Roman Egyptian empire, with Alexandria as its capital. This theory suggests that Cleopatra's ambitions extended beyond Egypt, envisioning a new world order centered around her rule. The discovery of Cleopatra's tomb has also sparked speculation about a potential curse associated with disturbing her final resting place. Similar to the curse of Tutankhamun's tomb, some believe that those who enter Cleopatra's tomb may face misfortune or supernatural retribution. While there is no concrete evidence to support this theory, it adds an element of mystery and intrigue to the discovery. The submerged city of Menouthis, nestled near Abu Qir Bay, close to Canopus and Alexandria, has emerged as a cornerstone of underwater archaeology, revealing the intricate cultural and religious tapestry of the Greco-Egyptian era. Discovered by Frank Gordillo and his team, this exploration shed light on the daily life and significance of Menouthis before it was engulfed by the Mediterranean. Frank Gordillo, a pioneer in underwater archaeology, led his team through methodical survey processes using state-of-the-art sonar and geomagnetic equipment. This technology was crucial in detecting anomalies that hinted at submerged structures and formed the backbone of their exploratory efforts. The initial phase of exploration involved detailed surveys using side-scan sonar and magnetometers, which provided the first glimpse of Menouthis beneath the silt.
The Nile carries a lot of silt with it, a lot of earth with it, as it flows out of Uganda and out of Ethiopia.
These surveys revealed the outlines of buried structures and were instrumental in mapping potential excavation sites. To further enhance their understanding of the underwater terrain and the depth of sediment layers, The team employed advanced remote sensing technologies, including multi-beam echo sounders and sub-bottom profilers. These tools helped create a three-dimensional map of the seabed, which was pivotal for planning the excavation process. However, the team faced significant challenges due to the dynamic conditions of the underwater environment near Abukir Bay. The heavy accumulation of silt, typical in the Nile Delta region, not only buried artifacts and structures but also reduced underwater visibility, complicating both excavation and documentation processes. The shifting currents and tides could expose or rebury artifacts between survey sessions, requiring the team to continuously monitor conditions and respond quickly to windows of opportunity. Additionally, the saline environment and the presence of silt presented major preservation challenges, necessitating immediate conservation efforts to prevent corrosion and biological growth on the artifacts once they were brought to the surface. To mitigate these challenges, the team employed divers specialized in underwater archaeology who used hydraulic suction tubes to delicately remove silt and uncover artifacts. This technique minimized damage to the delicate items. Documentation was another critical aspect of the excavation, with high-resolution photography and videography playing key roles. In many instances, 3D modeling techniques were utilized to capture the exact condition and position of structures and artifacts before they were disturbed. Once artifacts were recovered, they were immediately placed in specially designed conservation containers filled with a stabilizing solution to prevent further decay from exposure to air, ensuring the preservation of these invaluable historical items. Continuing the exploration of Menouthis, the archaeological discoveries have indeed provided a vivid picture of the city's architectural prowess, daily and ceremonial life, and even the geological reasons behind its submersion.
The submergence of those sites is largely because of subsidence of land rather than sea level rise, because it's relatively recent.
The structural remains unearthed in Menouthis point to its significant buildings, which were likely central to both the city's daily and communal activities. These buildings were constructed using large limestone blocks. The sophisticated engineering techniques needed to quarry, shape, and transport these massive blocks hint at the advanced architectural knowledge and structural integrity of that era. It's likely that levers, ramps, and possibly wooden rollers were used in their placement, techniques that mirror other Egyptian constructions from the same period. The range of ceramics discovered provides further insights into the lifestyle in Menouthis. From simple domestic wares to intricately designed ceremonial pieces, the ceramics display a blend of Egyptian and Greek styles, reflecting the cultural fusion during the Ptolemaic period. These items, varying from everyday storage and cooking uses to those in religious rituals or as luxury household items, offer a glimpse into the daily and ceremonial lives of its inhabitants.
Ancient cultures all around the world preserved a memory of a high civilization.
Statuary found at the site also speaks volumes about the cultural and religious life in Menouthis. Crafted from durable materials like granite and marble, these statues, often over 2 meters tall and weighing more than 500 kilograms, depicted deities and significant figures, suggesting their role in reinforcing a sense of divine presence or royal authority within public spaces or temples. Regarding why Menouthis ended up underwater, one compelling theory involves geological and climatic changes. The city was built on the geologically unstable Nile Delta, prone to subsidence, a gradual sinking of the land.
All that silt is then dumped in the Nile Delta, and constructions were made on top of it.
This subsidence, possibly exacerbated by the weight of the city's structures and the delta's soft sedimentary soil, combined with sea level changes from climatic shifts or seismic events, might have led to the gradual inundation of Menouthis over the centuries. Menouthis, though not as expansive as Alexandria, was intricately laid out to support its population and their activities, suggesting it covered several square kilometers. With a network of streets, marketplaces, and residential areas, and its location along the coast, it likely also served as a minor port or trading post, facilitating trade between the Nile interior and the Mediterranean. This urban layout not only supported its role in commerce, but also its cultural and social structure, making it a bustling hub of activity in ancient times. Just as the city of Menouthis provided deep insights into ancient Greco-Egyptian culture, so too does the rediscovery of Canopus, located near the modern village of Abukir and close to the ancient city of Thonis Heracleion. Canopus, brought back to light by Frank Gaudio and his team, showcases the religious and architectural richness of ancient Egypt. Frank Gaudio's exploratory campaign revealed Canopus through advanced underwater archaeology techniques. Utilizing sophisticated sonar technology, magnetometers, and sub-bottom profilers, Gaudio's team successfully identified significant anomalies that matched the expected locations of architectural structures under the seabed. The initial surveys disclosed the outlines of temple complexes and other significant constructions, indicating the potential scale and importance of Canopus, which had been hidden beneath layers of sediment and marine growth. Among the most striking findings in Canopus were the expansive temple complexes and sanctuaries dedicated to Egyptian gods, particularly Osiris. The main temple structures were quite large, with some remains suggesting dimensions of over 50 meters in length and more than 20 meters wide. These vast areas were clearly designed to accommodate large numbers of pilgrims, highlighting their importance as major religious centers. The construction materials of these temples were primarily limestone and granite, with giant blocks weighing up to 10 tons each. These materials were not only selected for their durability, but also for their aesthetic qualities, vital for such culturally and religiously significant structures. Moreover, the temples featured intricate carvings and hieroglyphics that were both decorative and narrative, telling the stories and rituals associated with the deities worshipped within. The sanctuaries also yielded a wide array of artifacts that paint a vivid picture of the religious practices and daily life surrounding these structures. Numerous statues, mainly crafted from granite and basalt, have been recovered. These statues, which vary in size with some standing several meters tall and weighing hundreds of kilograms, often depict gods and goddesses and were intended as focal points of worship. Additionally, ritual objects such as ceremonial cups, incense burners, and offerings tables were found, crafted from materials like alabaster and bronze, which signify their sacred uses and the affluence of the temple complexes. Canopus was not only a significant site for the worship of Osiris, but also played a central role during the Mysteries of Osiris, an annual festival that drew devotees from across the region. This underscores the religious importance of the city. The art and architecture of Canopus reflect a blend of Greek and Egyptian influences, typical of the Hellenistic period in Egypt, evident in the hybrid designs of the temples and the iconography of the statuary. The reason Canopus found itself submerged is largely attributed to geological processes such as subsidence and rising sea levels over the millennia. Built on the unstable sediments of the Nile Delta, the city was vulnerable to the shifting land masses and the slow encroachment of the Mediterranean Sea, processes that gradually led to its submersion and preserved its relics beneath the sea. The ancient underwater city of Alexandria, located at the mouth of the Nile River in Egypt, is a treasure trove of archaeological wonders and historical insights. Founded by Alexander the Great in 331 BCE, it quickly rose to become the cultural and economic hub of the ancient world. However, parts of this legendary city succumbed to the sea due to earthquakes and tsunamis over centuries. Diving into the depths of the Mediterranean, Frank Gaudio and his team's exploration of Alexandria's underwater ruins stands as a testament to human curiosity and technological prowess. The discovery of this ancient city submerged beneath the sea intertwines the grand narratives of history, technology, and myth, offering a window into one of antiquity's greatest civilizations. The use of state-of-the-art technology, including submersible robots and sophisticated sonar mapping, marks a significant evolution in underwater archaeology, reminiscent of the groundbreaking exploration of the Titanic wreck. Yet, while the Titanic's discovery opened the deep sea to archaeologists, Gaudio's project breathed life back into ancient urban landscapes, showcasing the advancements in archaeological methods. The preservation of artifacts and structures found underwater presents unique challenges, starkly contrasting with those encountered in the preservation of the Dead Sea Scrolls. The saltwater environment of Alexandria erodes materials over time, demanding innovative solutions for conservation, highlighting the diverse challenges archaeologists face based on the context of their discoveries. The uncovering of the royal quarters and temples in Alexandria offers unparalleled insights into the Ptolemaic dynasty's architectural and cultural grandeur, drawing comparisons to the discovery of Pompeii. However, Alexandria reveals its secrets from beneath the waves, providing a unique lens through which to view ancient urban planning and religious practices. When compared to other ancient submerged cities like Baiae or Pavlopetri, Alexandria's ruins underscore the city's cosmopolitan nature, standing as a testament to its role as a center of commerce, culture, and knowledge. Alexandria's position as a cultural and economic hub in the ancient world is further emphasized by the diversity of artifacts found, echoing the melting pot of cultures found in Silk Road cities like Samarkand. The discovery of remnants believed to be part of the Pharos lighthouse, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, underscores Alexandria's advanced engineering and pivotal role in ancient navigation, much like the Great Wall of China's significance in its own civilization. The successful exploration of Alexandria's underwater ruins not only advances our understanding of ancient civilizations, but also inspires further technological innovation in underwater archaeology. This quest to uncover the past mirrors how the space race propelled aerospace technology, demonstrating the impact of historical exploration on modern advancement. Moreover, the cultural resonance of these discoveries, akin to the fascination sparked by the discovery of King Tutankhamun's tomb, highlights the enduring allure of Egypt's ancient civilizations. Exhibitions of artifacts from Alexandria's underwater ruins have captured the global public imagination. Delving into the depths of the Mediterranean, the underwater excavations of Alexandria have unveiled treasures that paint a vivid picture of a city steeped in glory and history. Among the ruins and relics, a myriad of statues, sphinxes, and architectural marvels whisper tales of ancient Alexandria's cultural and artistic zenith. One of the most breathtaking discoveries is a giant statue believed to depict Ptolemy II, an emblem of the fusion between Hellenistic and Egyptian influences that characterize the Ptolemaic dynasty. Crafted from red granite, this colossal figure stands as a bridge between 2 worlds, reminiscent of the grand colossi of Memnon in Luxor, Egypt, and underscoring the tradition of monumental sculpture that flourished in ancient Egyptian culture. The seabed also revealed sphinxes and statues of Egyptian gods and goddesses. These findings not only highlight the Ptolemies' efforts to weave together their Greek heritage with the rich tapestry of Egyptian religious symbolism. The sphinxes, majestic with their lion bodies and human heads, serve as symbols of the ruler's wisdom and power, reflecting the broader narrative of Greek and Egyptian cultural intermingling. Furthermore, the recovery of architectural fragments from Alexandria's waters provides a window into the city's architectural prowess and urban planning. Columns, capitals, and friezes bear witness to a city where Egyptian, Greek, and Roman influences converged, creating a unique aesthetic that mirrored Alexandria's identity as a melting pot of civilizations. This aspect of the discoveries draws parallels with the archaeological finds in ancient Rome, where a similar amalgamation of architectural styles speaks to a rich, interconnected Mediterranean world. The excavation also brought to light an assortment of pottery and jewelry, offering glimpses into the daily lives, trade, and artistic expressions of Alexandria's denizens. The variety of pottery, from utilitarian domestic vessels to elaborately decorated ceremonial pieces, suggests a society of complex social strata and diverse needs. Meanwhile, the jewelry, gold earrings, necklaces, and rings, often embellished with precious stones, underscores Alexandria's affluence and its pivotal role in the trade networks that crisscrossed the Mediterranean. These artifacts not only revealed the city's artistic flair, but also its connections to a wider world. Through these discoveries, the underwater ruins of Alexandria continue to fascinate and enlighten, offering a mosaic of insights into one of antiquity's most magnificent cities. When divers stumbled upon a shipwreck near the Greek island of Antikythera in 1901, little did they know they were about to uncover one of the most astonishing artifacts of the ancient world, the Antikythera mechanism. Often hailed as the world's first analog computer, this device, dating back to around 100 BCE, is a marvel of ancient engineering and scientific knowledge. With its intricate system of over 30 bronze gears housed in a wooden frame, the mechanism was designed to predict lunar and solar eclipses, track the cycles of the Olympic Games, and model the moon's complex orbit, showcasing a level of technological sophistication that seems centuries ahead of its time. But what's truly fascinating about the Antikythera mechanism isn't just its complexity and precision. It also served as an astronomical and calendar device, capable of calculating the positions of the sun, moon, and perhaps even the planets. It featured dials for the zodiac and solar calendar, embedding celestial phenomena within the fabric of timekeeping in ancient Greek society. Inscriptions on the device acted as a user guide, revealing a profound understanding of astronomy and mathematics among its creators and users. While the origins of this extraordinary artifact remain speculative, many believe its connection to Alexandria isn't far-fetched. Known as the intellectual beacon of the Hellenistic world, Alexandria was home to the legendary library and the museum, a research institution that attracted scholars like Euclid, Hero, and Archimedes. Their contributions to mathematics, physics, and engineering could very well have influenced the creation of the Antikythera mechanism, suggesting it may have originated from this vibrant scientific community. In fact, some scholars posit that the principles behind the mechanism could have been inspired by Archimedes himself, although he lived earlier than the device's estimated creation date. The discovery of the Antikythera mechanism in a shipwreck hints at the extensive trade networks and cultural exchanges of the time, linking Alexandria with other Greek locales, including Antikythera. Such connections likely facilitated the spread of technological and scientific knowledge across the Mediterranean. The legacy of the Antikythera mechanism extends far beyond its historical and archaeological significance. It stands as a testament to the technological achievements of the ancient Greeks, challenging our perceptions of ancient technology and highlighting their sophisticated understanding of mechanical devices. Modern scientists and engineers have drawn inspiration from this ancient marvel, leading to new discoveries about ancient science and technology, and even the development of replicas using ancient techniques. Ongoing research, employing advanced imaging techniques, continues to unveil the secrets of the Antikythera mechanism, offering insights not just into the device itself, but also into the scientific and cultural milieu of the Hellenistic period. Through the lens of this remarkable artifact, we gain a deeper appreciation for the ingenuity of the ancient world, particularly the pivotal role played by Alexandria in fostering a legacy of innovation and knowledge that continues to inspire to this day.
Hidden deep in the desert sands of Abydos, approximately 350 miles south of the Great Pyramid of Giza, stands the Osirion, a monumental structure shrouded in mystery. Its origins, purpose, and design have baffled archaeologists and researchers for decades. Unlike the well-known temples of ancient Egypt, the Osirion defies traditional pharaonic architectural norms, leading some to believe it could be the product of a much older, technologically advanced civilization. Could this ancient structure hold the key to a forgotten chapter of human history? The first puzzle presented by the Osirion lies in its striking architectural divergence from typical Egyptian temples. While most temples of the pharaonic era adhere to a linear rectangular layout, the Osirion's design breaks the mold with its unique L-shaped configuration. This anomaly alone raises critical questions about the intentions behind its construction. Was it built for a different purpose than Egypt's standard religious edifices? Or does it reflect the architectural style of an unknown, perhaps much older culture? Adding to the mystery is the Osirion's relationship with the nearby temple of Seti Prayus, built during the 19th dynasty. Archaeological evidence suggests that the Osirion predates the temple of Seti Ras by centuries, if not millennia, implying that the site held significant importance long before the reign of Seti. This ancient structure was already in place when Seti chose to build his temple beside it, as though honoring an ancient relic from a bygone era. What made the Osirion so significant, and why did it attract the attention of the Egyptian kings? The sheer scale of the Osirion is awe-inspiring. The core of the structure is composed of massive rose granite blocks, some of which weigh an astonishing 100 tons. These immense stones were quarried from Aswan, located over 200 miles to the south, a logistical challenge that seems insurmountable given the tools and technology traditionally attributed to the Egyptians of the time. Moving these massive blocks across hundreds of miles of desert, and then precisely positioning them in a desert location far from the Nile, is a feat that defies explanation. Without evidence of advanced machinery, how were these massive stones transported and assembled with such precision? The Osirion's architecture, featuring a sophisticated double-layered roofing system and interlocking wedges, suggests a level of engineering knowledge far beyond what ancient Egypt is known to have possessed. The use of granite, a hard and unforgiving material, only adds to the mystery. Working with granite requires advanced tools and knowledge, skills that, according to historical records, the Egyptians had not yet developed during the early dynastic periods. Another striking feature of the Osirion is its complete lack of Egyptian hieroglyphs or artwork. In contrast to nearly every other Egyptian temple or monument, which are richly decorated with carvings, inscriptions, and illustrations, the Osirion is eerily bare. Throughout Egypt's history, temples were frequently renovated, with each generation adding new inscriptions and artwork. Even more unusual is the Osirion's subterranean layout, which is highly uncharacteristic of Egyptian temple architecture. The entire structure lies 15 feet below ground level, leading some researchers to propose that the temple could be far older than its surrounding counterparts. The idea that it predates the buildup of sand and soil that has accumulated over millennia suggests a timeline stretching back to an era before the sands of Egypt's desert even existed in their current form. Water erosion patterns found on the limestone enclosure surrounding the Osirion add yet another layer to the mystery. Some researchers argue that these erosion marks could only have been caused by a much wetter climate, possibly dating the structure back to the end of the last ice age, when the region experienced more rainfall. If true, this would place the Osirion's construction over 10,000 years ago, far earlier than the dynastic Egyptian civilization. Perhaps the most intriguing feature of the Osirion is the presence of water within the structure itself. Modern seismic technology has revealed that the visible portion of the Osirion is only the uppermost part of a much larger complex, which extends at least 50 feet below the current floor level. Beneath the surface, seismic tests have indicated the presence of hollow chambers, which have yet to be explored due to the water that continually fills the site. Despite multiple attempts, archaeologists have been unable to drain the water, which seems to replenish at an alarming rate. The source of this water remains unknown, and its continuous flow presents a baffling enigma. Some researchers suggest that the Osirion's complex hydraulic system, which includes channels, basins, and possibly sluices, was designed to control and manipulate water flow within the structure. The precision of these features points to an advanced understanding of hydraulic engineering, something not typically associated with ancient Egyptian technology. While the Egyptians were known for their use of irrigation canals and basins for agriculture, the Osirion's water management techniques are far more sophisticated. The mysteries of the Osirion continue to deepen as researchers attempt to unlock its secrets. The constant replenishment of water within the structure defies explanation. James Westerman, a renowned archaeologist and historian, has spent decades studying the Osirion. His efforts to pump out the water from the structure have been met with frustration. Even with a pump capable of removing 500 gallons of water per minute, the water level continues to rise, seemingly replenishing itself faster than it can be removed. Westerman's words capture the perplexity of the situation. Water is emerging from inside the structure. This shouldn't be happening, especially in the desert. Something strange is going on here. In 2023, Westerman's team employed advanced technology to analyze the water within the Osirion, measuring its pressure, temperature, conductivity, and chemical composition. The results were astounding. The water in the Osirion was found to have a unique chemical profile, different from the surrounding wells and aquifers in the area. Westerman's research suggested that the water was being forced up through the structure, almost as though it were being propelled by some unknown force. The water's chemical composition and isotopic profile indicated that it did not originate from the nearby Nile River or local aquifers. Where, then, is this water coming from? The Osirion's water behaves more like that of a geyser, but without the typical signs of volcanic activity. Is there an underground spring or reservoir beneath the structure, or could the water be flowing from a deeper, as yet undiscovered source? One of the most intriguing aspects of the water is its unique properties. Westerman conducted hydrologic studies and found that the water within the Osirion was drinkable after filtration. Over time, Westerman began drinking the water regularly, and he noticed something extraordinary. his eyesight began to improve. A lifelong sufferer of nearsightedness, Westermann eventually no longer needed glasses, a fact that was confirmed by an eye test. Could the water from the Osirion possess healing properties? Westermann believes so and continues to drink the water, attributing his improved vision to its mysterious qualities. Yet another anomaly is the temperature of the water. The water outside the Osirion measures a consistent 16.9 degrees Celsius, but the water inside the structure is significantly warmer, measuring 23.8 degrees Celsius. This temperature difference defies the second law of thermodynamics, which states that heat cannot spontaneously transfer from a cooler to a warmer body. Something within the Osirion is heating the water, but no one knows what it is or how it is happening. As researchers continue to study the Osirion, its true scale and purpose remain elusive. What is visible today may only be the tip of the iceberg. The structure extends far beneath the surface, with hidden chambers still unexplored due to the constant flow of water. Could these underground chambers hold more secrets about the origins of the Osirion and its builders? As we probe deeper into the Osirion's mysteries, we are left with more questions than answers. One thing is certain: this ancient structure is far older and more complex than we ever imagined, and it may hold the key to understanding a lost chapter of human history.
Underwater archaeological discoveries in Egypt have unveiled some of the most remarkable insights into ancient civilizations, particularly those related to the rich history of the Nile Delta, the coastal areas along the Mediterranean Sea, and various submerged sites. These findings not only provide a glimpse into the advanced engineering, trade, and practices of ancient Egyptians, but also shed light on their interactions with neighboring civilizations. Nestled at the mouth of the Nile River, in the protective embrace of Abu Qir Bay, lies the ancient city of Heracleion, also known to the Egyptians as Thonis. Its strategic location served as a critical junction, bridging Egypt with the vast Mediterranean and catapulting Heracleion into prominence as a bustling port city. This prime spot was not just about trade, it facilitated cultural exchanges that enriched ancient civilizations, making Heracleion a bustling hub of activity and a beacon of prosperity and innovation. The tale of Heracleion's discovery reads like a chapter from a mystery novel. Led by the French underwater archaeologist Franck Goddio in 2000, a team embarked on an archaeological odyssey, employing sonar mapping and advanced diving technologies to pierce the depths of the Mediterranean. Before this groundbreaking discovery, Heracleion was shrouded in myth, known only through cryptic mentions in ancient texts by historians like Herodotus and Strabo. Their writings painted a picture of a city that had vanished beneath the waves, adding layers of intrigue and speculation about its fate. Diving into the depths, Goddio and his team uncovered wonders that surpassed all expectations. They found more than 64 ancient ships entombed in the bay's protective clay and sand, alongside grand statues of gods and goddesses towering up to 5 meters high. These were not mere relics. They were storytellers whispering tales of economic vibrancy and intricate trade networks, with gold coins and bronze weights speaking volumes about the city's former glory. But Heracleion was more than a commercial center. It was a spiritual heartland. The discovery of giant statues of Hapi, the god of the Nile's floods, alongside the remnants of stone temples, underscored the city's religious significance. It was here that the annual Mysteries of Osiris processions likely commenced, weaving through the city in a vibrant display of faith and devotion, linking Heracleion to the divine. The city's layout, with its network of canals and basins, evoked comparisons to Venice's famed waterways. This sophisticated urban planning facilitated not just local trade, but played a pivotal role in international commerce, laying the foundations for Heracleion's prosperity. Amidst these discoveries, a compelling theory emerged about the city's sudden demise. Some scholars suggest that a catastrophic blend of geological subsidence and a tsunami, perhaps triggered by an earthquake, engulfed Heracleion in a tragic overnight fate. Sediment analysis supporting this rapid submersion theory presents a city frozen in time, a Pompeii beneath the waves. The story of Heracleion often conjures images of the legendary Atlantis, a city that, according to Plato, disappeared into the ocean in a day and night of misfortune. While Atlantis remains a tale, Heracleion stands as a tangible witness to the existence of advanced ancient cities that faced similar fates. As we dive deeper into the annals of history, the waters around Abu Qir Bay, just off the coast of Alexandria, whisper tales of valor and conflict from one of the 18th century's most decisive naval confrontations. This strategic maritime corridor, a bridge between the Mediterranean and the ancient lands of Egypt, has witnessed an array of military and trade activities, but none as renowned as the Battle of the Nile. Here, beneath the waves, lies a submerged chronicle of naval warfare that marked a turning point at the dawn of the 19th century. The exploration and recovery efforts in the depths of Abu Qir Bay are nothing short of a technological odyssey. Armed with side-scan sonar, magnetometers, and robotic submersibles, modern-day archaeologists have meticulously mapped the ocean floor. Their goal? To unearth the remnants of a sunken fleet that serves as a time capsule of a bygone era of naval combat. What they found was not just the skeletal remains of warships, but a collection of personal items, shoes, buttons, grooming tools that paint a vivid picture of the sailors who once manned these vessels. These artifacts, along with cannons and musket balls, narrate the fierce battle and the state of naval armament at the time. The significance of these findings cannot be overstated. They illuminate the strategic and tactical brilliance of Admiral Horatio Nelson, whose leadership and innovative tactics led the British fleet to a decisive victory over the French. The underwater positioning of the ships reveals the cunning of Nelson's maneuvers, securing British naval dominance in a battle that would echo through history. Delving into the historical narrative, some historians put forth an intriguing theory. They suggest that the unique environmental conditions of Abu Qir Bay, its tidal and wind patterns, played a pivotal role in the battle's outcome. This theory posits that the British fleet under Nelson's command leveraged these conditions for a surprise attack, catching the French fleet in a seemingly secure position, but ultimately vulnerable. The story of the Battle of the Nile often draws parallels with the defeat of the Spanish Armada in 1588. Both monumental naval engagements signaled a significant shift in naval power and had profound impacts on European history. While the defeat of the Spanish Armada heralded England's rise as a global naval force, the victory at the Nile marked the beginning of the end for Napoleon's ambitions in the eastern Mediterranean, cementing British naval supremacy for years to come. Beyond the tactical and strategic significance, the artifacts and shipwrecks resting in the depths of Abu Qir Bay stand as solemn monuments. Venturing from the submerged narratives of naval warfare into the realm of architectural wonders, the story of the lighthouse of Alexandria, or Pharos, beckons with its tales of engineering mastery and historical intrigue. Standing as a beacon of ancient innovation, the Pharos was not just any lighthouse. It was a marvel that pierced the sky, reaching over 100 meters into the heavens, making it one of the tallest man-made structures of the ancient world. Crafted under the aegis of the Ptolemaic kingdom by Sostratus of Cnidus, its construction was a testament to the advanced engineering of the era, utilizing lead to anchor its massive stone blocks securely, ensuring resilience against the seismic shifts of the Earth. Through the lens of underwater archaeology, equipped with digital mapping and 3D reconstruction tools, explorers have scoured the seabed of Alexandria's eastern harbor. This meticulous exploration has unearthed fragments and massive blocks, some weighing as much as 75 tons, and statues that once graced the vicinity of the lighthouse, including the colossal representations of what might be Ptolemy II. These findings have shed light on the Pharos' grandeur, revealing a scale and complexity that surpasses earlier estimates. Among the intriguing theories surrounding the Pharos' design is the inclusion of a reflective mirror, possibly crafted from polished bronze. This ingenious device, capable of catching the sun's rays by day and the glow of fire by night, would have been visible from as far as 50 kilometers away, guiding mariners safely through the Mediterranean's treacherous waters. Such a feature underscores the lighthouse's role as a beacon of safety and a marvel of ancient technological prowess. Drawing parallels with another ancient wonder, the Colossus of Rhodes, the Pharos shares a narrative of monumental significance. Both structures, celebrated among the 7 wonders of the ancient world, stood on islands marking the entrance to strategic ports. And both succumbed to the ravages of earthquakes, their destruction marking the end of an era, but leaving behind a legacy wrapped in the aura of their former glory. The cultural and historical impact of the Pharos extends far beyond its physical presence. It served as a practical aid to navigation and a symbol of Alexandria's might and technological advancement. Immortalized on coins and in the literary accounts of Roman authors such as Pliny the Elder and Strabo, the Pharos has cemented its place in history as a beacon of ancient marvels. Its legacy continues to shine through in language, with the name Pharos becoming synonymous with lighthouses and beaconing across many cultures. This linguistic testament reflects the profound influence of the Pharos on maritime navigation and architectural design through the ages. The concept of a guiding light, safely leading sailors to shore, has become an enduring symbol of hope, guidance, and human ingenuity, inspired by the legendary Pharos of Alexandria. This transition from the depths of naval conflict to the pinnacle of ancient engineering marvels reveals the multifaceted tapestry of human history, woven through tales of conquest, innovation, and the indomitable spirit of exploration.